Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode 5, with a talk with the future. And we have an interesting topic. It's about dating. And I am Ludemeyer.
I'm Edness.
I'm Sarah P.
I'm Christy.
And I'm Sarah S.
And so, like I mentioned, we are going to talk about dating and how we can apply it in our Christian lives. So, the first question is, what is dating? Anyone want to go?
I'll go first.
Ladies first.
So, dating, I feel like it's a commitment between two people where, y'all share y'all safe space, y'all put the boundaries in place, y'all share how y'all feel, but it's more than just I give you what you want, you give me what I want, and that's it. It's a level of commitment of where we share our deepest with each other, but we also respect our differences as well.
I guess piggybacking off of her point. Yeah, I think dating, simply put, like the old people used to say, is like preparation for marriage. I think, once you start getting to a certain age and you feel like you want to build a future with somebody and settle down, you look for kind of that right person who has a lot of the same interests and personality and character you do, and kind of where you want to go in the future, and you start to essentially go down that process of seeing, is this person the right one for me, is this someone I could truly build with, and um, if it works out, it would lead into like a lifelong commitment that we call marriage. Otherwise it breaks off, you guys kind of go your separate ways, hopefully not to harsh feelings, and you move on and you try to find the next person that can help you build a future.
I feel like dating is a process that you can use to help yourself grow and to help others grow as well. You guys have to have the same morals and ethics, and if you guys don't, then you have to respect the fact that they have different morals and ethics. I feel like it's a 100%. Both parties have to give 100%, and dating is supposed to be a happy thing. If you guys have difficulties, if you guys have disagreements, it's time for you guys to come together as one and overcome them.
Oh, okay. I agree with what all y'all said, of course. It is a commitment, it's a process to, of course, marriage. There are boundaries within dating between the two of you. And then, like Sarah said, I like what you said, it's not just what he wants and she wants, it's more than that between the two of you. And, of course, dating comes with its struggles. It's never going to be perfect. There's going to be arguments, but the whole point is that you guys do come together and communicate about it so you guys can level up y'all dating process.
Well, like you all said, I agree with everything. What people don't understand is that dating is basically a starting ground, or like ground zero for you to get ready for marriage. I think our generation, and I say our generation because it applies for all of us, we tend to just to date because it's hype. But in reality, we don't understand that dating is basically you preparing yourself with your partner for marriage. Because we are dating, we see like the latest celebrity date, so and so, or we just trying to follow the hype. And that's not really the true definition of dating. Dating is for you to, okay, it's time for me to settle down, and so is time. So and so is settling down with me, and we are trying to work this out in order to reach to the altar. And as Edna says, if it don't work, hopefully it doesn't end in a harsh way. But at the same time, your goal is to take that person to the altar before God in marriage. So the next question is, how does the Bible define marriage slash dating? And what builds a dating relationship slash marriage?
That's a good one.
Oh,
Now, Christy, you go first.
oh, my bad.
You the doctor here.
What? Doctor relationship?
um, well, I would say the Bible defines it as two people coming into one under God, because many times when we get into marriage, we don't think about putting God in the center of our marriage. So it's God in the center of it, and it's two people deciding to come, man and woman, my bad, deciding to come into one, to be together, to have a family with each other that is centered between God. And what was the other question?
Um, And what builds a dating relationship slash marriage? Well, I can answer it. So if that helps, I can give you part. Okay. So the question, I'm gonna repeat it again. What builds a dating relationship slash marriage? So I think a lot of things build into that because a lot of things goes into marriage and relationship. Like for an example, communication is one of them. I'm sorry, let's just be honest. I can't date someone that don't know how to communicate. Cause Lord G, I'm sorry. If you're doing 95% of the talking and you don't give me a chance to talk, that's a red flag right there. So that's like part of it. So it's all those little things that basically supports a building in order for the relationship to work. So yes, there's communication. Yes, there is loyalty. Yes, there is a common ground between you and your partner when it comes to Christ. You see what I'm saying? So it's all those little things that come together to hold the relationship slash marriage.
I feel like a friendship, well, the beginning, like those first stage, like that's gonna be the stepping stones of what leads into a relationship if it continues to that point. I feel like it's a big thing. Just it isn't just, oh, I like you, I have feelings for you. Let's get together, let's be friends with benefits, or let's have a sneaky link, let's
Wow,
just
wow,
do
wow,
this
wow,
and
wow, wow,
this.
wow, wow, wow.
And I feel like it shouldn't be like that. If I see that we're attracted to each other, why not, like, let's get to know each other. Like, let me take you on a couple dates. Let's see if our mindsets are put together. Let's see our differences. Let's see what we like, what we don't like, and then we go from there. But I feel like now it's just, oh, dang, shawty fine. Oh, that nigga fine. Like, let me get his number. Let me get her number.
It's the
Like,
voice for me.
but that's how it is. Like that person said, is ghetto Shakespeare. That's really how it is. Like, we don't come to someone with a respect. Like, okay, I think you're beautiful. Would you mind if I get your number? Is it okay if we go out a bit? This and that and forth. But I feel like how y'all are as friends, that's gonna build everything else after that. But it's only if y'all want to continue with it. Because yeah, we could be friends. I may like you, but you may not feel the same way as me, and that's when we just leave it. We just leave it as that, and then we continue on to the next person.
I also feel like you guys have to have the same faith. If I'm trying to date you and you not Seventh-day Adventist or you're not Christian, I'm not gonna put my time into a relationship that I know will fail in the end. Like, we know that every good relationship, every successful relationship, it has God in the middle. So if we don't have the same faith, it's not my job to, like, make you convert to being a Christian or make you convert to putting God first in your life. Like, you have to take time for yourself before you even get into a relationship.
I agree with you. I would say people who do take that path, that is a very difficult path to take because at some point you guys are going to collide with each other because you believe in one thing. Now, I'm not saying it's not possible. Anything can be possible, but that is a very dangerous path to take as a Christian because of the simple fact that let's say, if you do get married, you guys have kids, when your kids grow up to understand God, they're gonna be confused because it's like, okay, I go to church on Saturdays, go to church on Sundays. Which one is gonna be the right days for them? What are the certain beliefs? Is it okay to wear jewelry or not? Because I'm not wearing it, but you're wearing it. So it's kind of a dangerous path for not only you and your partner, but your kids later on because they get a sense of confusion as well. So I don't think that's the best path to take. That's why your parents always say choose someone that's a SDA just like you, because it's a more safer road to take. So I absolutely agree with you.
I got something to say about that. So I feel like that is a big thing. And I feel like with that, the devil could work 10 times more in that household than anything else after that. Because when he sees that, like, my partner, they don't believe in God. They don't think that, or they don't believe that I should go to someone who I can't see, someone who isn't right in front of me. I'm just praying to them. I'm reading my Bible. They're like, why are you committing your time to that person when they're not here with you? Like, I'm here with you. Why aren't you spending your time with me? Type of thing. So I feel like with that, boom, division in the house. And the devil could just use that to just cause strife and cause envy in the house. And it's like even the littlest things. Okay, so I celebrate Christmas, you don't. I celebrate Halloween, you don't. Like, what about birthdays? What about Christmas? What about this? What about that? And then that's when, and then it just starts to build up. Little arguments here, little arguments there, this here, this here. And then at the end, it's just like it falls apart. I feel like when people do that, they're stepping on Satan grounds. They may not be crossing it, but I feel like they're right there in front of that line where Satan can just say, yeah, I got him. I got him, but I'm going to keep using them. I'm going to keep pushing them to just boom, finally, I'm gonna trap them, you know? And then what they get married, and what is it in with? A divorce, you know? So it's, yes, they may be together, but it isn't done in God's way. It's done with their own might. It's done with their own willpower, thinking like, I can convert this person. I can use this person, when in the meantime, we're breaking down our spiritual boundaries with God. We're breaking down our mindset, our like what we have with God. We're breaking that down, and it gets worse and worse and worse at the time when we do that.
You want to go? Because I'm about to. Okay. Um. So I am gonna low key play the devil's advocate on this one. Um. As Chrisley mentioned, it is not that it is. It's not impossible for a two denominations to be in one household. Um. A little bit of myself. I am in that situation. It is rough. It's like playing Russian roulette. I'm not going to sit there and say don't do it, but as you all three mentioned, it's better to take the safer route. That's what I'm going to advocate for. I'm not going to sit here and say don't do it. If you truly love somebody, love is more powerful than religion. Let's keep that in mind. Because if you look in the Garden of Eden, if you look at the Bible, there was no religion at the time. There was love first. So God only knows what kind of religion was going on later on down that path. But religion shouldn't be above the love for your partner. I can say though, if you truly love your partner and your partner has a understanding of your belief, then it could work. If my partner, and I'm not saying I support this 100%, I'm just saying for those that are already in the situation, and if it's struggling, this is the way it can work. If my partner and I can sit down and talk with each other, um, and understand our different belief. Hey, I go to church on Saturday. You go to church on Sunday. Here's the reason why I go to church on Saturday. Here's the reason why you go to church on Sunday. Here's the difference between you and me. If my partner still decides to stick around and understand, number one, that gives me hope that one, my partner might be able to be converted. I'm not saying I'm trying to force my person. You understand where I'm coming from. I'm not trying to convert them, but at least they have an understanding of why I do certain things. And the second most important thing is that they respect your decision. And I think we live in a world where respect is taken for granted. A lot of people don't show respect. When I tell my friends, hey, I can't go out because, it's Sabbath, man, you can skip one date. No, I can't. I can't. You don't respect what I believe. But when it comes to your stuff, you expect me to be there. You understand what I'm saying? But for the one time I can't be there, it's a big deal. So if my partner understands that, then there's a possibility that, a two denominational household could work, but you're gonna have to sit down and really think about it. It's like Russian roulette, really.
So you're saying is just pretty much any disagreement y'all have is just like healthy arguments?
Healthy arguments, that's a oxymoron.
Yeah.
But no.
Because it's
I
like
mean,
the
it's
the
technically
reason
true.
why, like the reason why I say that is because how we see arguments, we just see it as yelling, as like,
Right.
oh my, like no, I said this, I said that, like you just demand it on. So the reason why I say healthy arguments is because we could sit down. Like if I don't agree with something you say, like okay, well let's do it the healthy way. Let's sit down. Like tell me why you feel the way you feel. Tell me why you feel that way. Like okay, list it out. Have I done it before? Have you done it before? What can we do to to change that?
Then the word would
And we
be
go from there.
discussion or debate.
Discussion? Okay,
Yeah.
so healthy discussion. My bad.
Yeah, no.
My bad. Yeah.
So
Oh,
yeah, no, go ahead. I was just
um,
agreeing to what you were saying.
I would say to that, in this generation, it's kind of hard for that to happen, mainly because if I have a dude that I like and I'm a 7-day Adventist, 9 out of 10 times he's only gonna convert just because I'm asking him to convert and he wants the relationship. So 9 out of 10 times, if y'all together, the male or the female is gonna be like, you know what? Let me just do it just because I want to be with that person. And then once that person gets you trapped in the relationship, they're gonna think, you know what? I don't gotta do it no more because I already got the girl or I already got the guy. So now I could just make her wanna back away from her religion so that she can come closer to mine, or like, you know what I'm saying? 9 out of 10 times, mostly for females. I'm not saying this always, but sometimes for females, when we choose to when we choose to do that, 9 out of 10 times we end up leaving our religion for that guy. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that in this generation is the best thing to do.
It's probably the worst generation to date.
It is. That's why
honest.
I would never tell a person, hey, go after SDA, because they just don't understand what it means to come to a mutual agreement.
Right.
So I just feel like the best thing to do is just to
Date in your
just date.
That's why I said it's like
religion.
Russian roulette, because
Yeah.
once you start, it's a very hard game to escape from.
I feel
So-
like with that, like say the two people they do get together, but then they break up. It's just like one person or the other gonna feel like I wasted my time. Like why did I go through this and this and this and this and this with that person when just for us to break up or just for us to go through this or go through that and I'm not still with this person. And I feel like relationships shouldn't be seen or dating shouldn't be seen as, oh, I wasted my time. Like, it didn't work out. Oh, I wasted my time. But I wasted 5 years of my time. Like, wow. But it's like, it should be like, it was just a learning experience. It didn't work out. Yes, I may have done this, that, and the third and fourth, and it didn't work out. But it's okay to have different experiences along the way. One relationship isn't built up just two people having the same everything together. It'll just be like, what's going on? Like the differences have to come in at some point. The different y'all know what I mean. But I feel like that's what brings a relationship together too. So, yeah.
You want to add anything before I go on to the next one? Being kind of quiet over there. All right, so I know we don't have that much time, but we'll just move on to the next one. What are the benefits that come out of dating by doing it God's way?
Yeah, go ahead.
Bible man, here we go.
Yeah, I would say it's a lot of things that come out of doing it God's way. Honestly, I could speak from experience because I'm like I lived it and I'm living it. But I think what I do. But yeah, I think part of doing it God's way is that it forces you to get a deeper sense of intimacy for your partner. I think primarily we live in a generation that's so focused on being intimate, but they mean being intimate in a sexual way. Like I gotta touch you, I gotta feel you, I gotta sleep with you in order to really know you. We hear people say that all the time. It's like you gotta test drive before you buy it.
Before you buy
You gotta let me hit one time so I know okay, it's good. But when you do it the biblical way and you can't touch the person or test drive the person, now you gotta spend time with that person's mind. You gotta spend time with that person's character. You feel me? Now it's like, okay, I can't touch on you or rub on you or nothing like that. But now I gotta see who you really about. So now when we going on dates and we have conversations and we talking about life, now I'm getting to see where you really stand with everything. Like, what is your dreams? What's your hopes? What's your desires? What you like? What you don't like? Where do you see yourself 10 years, 15 years, 20 years from now? That's the real questions that'll help you know, if this is somebody you really want to build with versus, oh, she just made me feel good when we're together. But we can't even sit in a room by ourselves, together, stuff like that, if nobody's with us. I think another thing too is that being with someone who cares about God, or dating the right way, I should say, it really it grows you spiritually too. You shouldn't be with someone who's draining you in general. A relationship, a relationship take work. Don't get me wrong.
Big facts.
It's a plant. You gotta water it. You gotta take care of your relationship. You gotta nurture it. But you shouldn't feel like you're being drained out of all the energy you have to keep a relationship alive. Like if you feel like your relationship is literally taking every ounce of your energy away, you're probably in the wrong relationship. You're probably giving way too much energy for someone who not giving you nothing in return. Like you got to be with someone who, like, for lack of a better word, someone who gets you booted up. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right,
you got to
right,
be
right,
with
right.
someone who motivate you to be a better person every day. Like I'm grateful. I don't want to, I'm not trying to make it like a public announcement, but like I'm proud of the person I'm with because like she motivates me to be a better person. Like I wake up and it's kind of like, all right, it's time to go today. Like, I don't, I, I'm saying I appreciate it, but like you want to be with someone like that. You want to be with someone who make you want to go harder, like someone who want you to pray more, someone who wants you to read more. Like, it's just like y'all said in the last question. If you're with someone and you feel like the only way you can be happy with them is by like praying less, reading your Bible less,
Oh
going to
nah.
church less,
Oh nah.
then like you with the wrong person. You should be with someone who encourage you to pray more, read more, and be more of the man or woman God wants you to be. So that's what I would say. It help you grow spiritually and it help you like really take time to know the person more rather than just, oh, we have a good time when we sleep together or something like that.
Um, Go ahead. Go ahead.
So yeah, I definitely do agree with everything you said. So well, yeah, piggyback off of what you're saying. I feel like it does build you up as a person, and you realize certain things in your past. Whether it was not having enough patience or anger issues, whatever it is. I feel like you're able to recognize, your flaws and the areas you need working with that person. But it's not just like, let me feed into your anger issues. Let me feed into, you not having enough patience for another person. Let me feed into your energies of just you feeling down and depressed. It's I pick you up, you tell me what it is, and then we go from there. But we bring it to God. It's not just I help you and we taking it with our own mind. We're taking it with our own strength. Like yes, we're doing it together, but we know we can't do it by our own strength. We can't do it by our own might. And I would say doing it God's way, it leads you closer to God. You as one person encourages you with to build a relationship with God. It's like, okay, now I know I want to grind deep because I know I have, so yeah, I have someone supporting me. And I feel like it's like that with friendships too. You could have a friend who's struggling with their relationship with God, but they need that motivation. So I feel like it goes both ways in any relationship and any friendship that you're surrounded by. When you have someone by your side encouraging, like, hey, like, let's read, like, do you want to pray together? Like, hey, are you okay? Like, how's your walk going with God? I feel like that's what, that'll keep you going and that'll have you keep doing it God's way. And like you said, like nowadays it's just like, let me touch upon you, like let's do it outside of God's way, and then boom. I don't know about y'all, but on everybody's story, someone is pregnant. Someone is
Yo,
pregnant.
Listen, girl.
Someone is
yo,
Listen,
like
she not.
this.
She not
I like.
lying.
I'm being
She
honest.
not
Like,
lying.
they,
She
like,
not
they already,
lying.
Road
um,
versus Wade, bro.
like,
Everybody
She
now.
not lying.
I'm being
I'm just
honest though.
saying.
It's like I feel like everywhere I look,
Yep.
someone is just pregnant, and they're not grown adults. They're not
They're our
20. They're
age. They're our
yeah,
age.
age,
they're
Yeah,
our
yeah,
yep.
yeah.
age, and it's like I'm not against it, but how like you gotta know, you gotta be stable enough, like mentally, financially, spiritually, like
Yep.
all of that to have
Bring
a
a
to have a
child into
kid.
this
Yeah.
world.
And it's like not even that, STDs, like herpes, AIDS, and those things. Some of them are not curable, and then you have to go to the next person having that shame, like, yeah, I got it, bro. I got it from this person. And the person you got it from, they're not gonna tell you, yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
They're gonna deny it. They're gonna make you feel embarrassed that you have it. They're gonna make you like, oh, you give that to me. This, that, and fourth. And it's like, we don't need that. If we just do it God's way, we won't have to have all of that shame, all of that grief, all that embarrassment on us. If we just do it God's way, follow His plans, don't do it outside of marriage. Respect someone's boundaries. Come to Christ. It's like we won't have to put ourselves through any of that.
I feel like another like great benefit is like not having to look for at other places for things that you can find in one person.
Right.
You like that one person can give you the happiness that you need, the growth that you need to grow spiritually. You know, the reliability, the trust. You know, the loyalty. Like you don't have to go. That's why most people are looking for things like that in a sexual sense. That's why they have, you know, intercourse with that one person, then intercourse with the other. They're trying to fill the hole in their heart when they can just have that one person that make them happy, have that one person that sits down with them, talks with them, you know? So I feel like, what's going on? Why y'all laughing?
No. Insider.
I got something to say on that.
Oh,
So,
okay, go ahead.
oh, I'm sorry, you done?
Oh yeah, I'm finished.
Okay.
You know,
Oh,
Ednis
I
was
was
laughing, so
I was about to say something, but that's fine.
Oh no, it's gonna be real quick. It's gonna be real quick. I promise. But I feel like okay, man. I watched a video. It talking about like polyamorous relationships and
Wow,
then
wow, 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 wow.
the
Jesus. Mm-mm.
polyamorous and what's the other one? Polyamorous. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all know what
The multiple one.
Yeah,
The one with the
y'all
M.
know
The
what
one
I'm
with the
talking
M.
about. But it's like monogamy. Wait, monogamous.
Okay, okay, Sarah. It's okay. It's
Monogamous
okay. It's okay. It's okay.
relationships. Y'all get it. But it's like I feel like, as you said, people they try to find different things with different, like one thing with different people. You know, like okay, I'll go to this person for my sexual pleasures, but I'll go to this person if I'm emotionally down. I'll go to this person if I'm depressed. I'll go to this person if I need this and if I need that. But that's hard. Like I mean it well, to me I think that's kind of hard because it's like why are you going to multiple people, you know? And I'm not saying being with one relationship with one person is easy, because when you're with someone for 10, 15, like 50 years, you have to learn how to build your relationship. You know, you can't depend on outside things to build your relationship. It's like if you want to add new things, you would have to do that with your partner. It isn't just okay, yeah, I'm bored, I don't like what we do anymore, let me leave and let me find someone else to fulfill that need. You know, we have to find that in our person. It's not just like this and this with more than one person. You know, that's what I think.
I agree with you. And I also feel like when you do it, I heard somebody say this too. Each time you do intercourse with somebody, they take a part of you. Every time. They just take a part of you. And it's like,
It's like cheese.
okay, I don't know. I was like that. Nah. But like they like, okay, I'm gonna have sex with this person because I'm sad. And they just took a part of me, and like I don't feel myself getting better. I'm getting worse because they're taking that part of me, and then it's to the point where I just don't have nothing left of me to be able to find that happiness. So I feel like that's the problem with this generation. They try to find happiness through things that's not going to give them happiness. They try to find happiness through people that can never give them happiness. People who are too bad for them. Exactly. That's the one thing. I absolutely agree. People think I
Toxic.
can find happiness. You cannot find happiness through somebody else. You only can find it through God. That's just how I see it.
And that's the thing. If you can't find your identity and self love with God, it's like you can't find it in someone else. I mean, you probably can, but will
No,
it really be the
it's-
true
it's
gonna
love
last
of
like 2
God?
minutes.
That's why I said you
right.
have to work on yourself first before you get into a relationship.
Now-
Because, all right, thank you.
No, were you?
It's okay.
You sure? Okay, because I was gonna piggyback from everything y'all were about to say. But there's one thing I want to. This is on. I guess I'll get a little bit personal about myself. In my past relationships, the number one mistake I did not do is I did not put God in the relationship, and that was the problem. I noticed when I didn't put God in the relationship, that's when everything started going left. In one of my relationships, I got cheated on. Yeah, tragic.
Or something?
So
Y'all got cheated on, but it was going on.
I don't know, bro. We all in that same boat, I guess. But um, however, in my previous relationship, I did put God first. I put God first, and before I even dated this girl, I even went on a fasting and prayer. Only because like I told myself when 2021 was coming around, I said I want to get into a relationship with somebody, and I want to do it the right way. Despite the fact that we had our fallouts, however, it still worked out in the end. because I put God first in the relationship. And even as you mentioned, not only just in relationships, but friendships too. Sometimes you need to call somebody, or you need to just, contact the person and say, hey, do you need a prayer, or do you want to read the scriptures together? And those are the things that will enhance your friendship and enhance your relationship. Not only for your partner, but for yourself too. Because with certain friendships that I have, I ain't even gonna cap. I said friendship, so just chill. My boy here, I ain't gonna lie, he made me a better person. Yes,
Oh,
I
that's
ain't gonna
so
lie.
cute. Okay.
Bravo.
Okay.
He made me a better person. I appreciate people like Edness. Edness is one of those people that, will boost you up when you need to be boosted. And even when we do our thing on the podcast, like, I appreciate you 100%. You see what I'm saying? So,
I love the brotherly love.
just because you don't have bromance, don't get jealous over
We
there,
don't
okay?
need that. We got each other.
We got
No, not you, not you, not you. Not, I'm talking about this one. Talking about something. Okay, okay.
You know what?
Anyways,
Whatever.
but in a friendship, right? I always pray for my bro. I always do. I include him in my prayer. I include my friends that I'm really close with in my prayer. And they may not know that I pray for them unless I, specifically tell them. But I can tell when they're having not a great life, but they're up to par basically. And as I mentioned before, what goes around comes around. So when you're
Yep.
praying for them, they're most likely doing the same for you. And that's what you want in a relationship as well. If I'm praying for so and so, I would want so and so to do the same for me, because if we're going to date and then potentially go to the altar and get married, what marriage is basically you and your partner being one with God. It's not a two thing in a household. It is a one party thing. You and your spouse become one to God, and you want to be spiritually in tune with your partner, and that's the key to it.
Oh, bro, I was about to cut right in there. Man, like in terms of blessings too, bro, there really isn't much of a bigger blessing than like having someone who prays for you, bro. Like having a partner who pray
Hmm.
for you, bro, is I can't really describe it. It's just special. Like it's special to hear someone actually pray for you, and like instead of just, oh, God bless them, have a great day, amen. Like when you hear them actually like talk about your concerns and like plead before God on your behalf, it's something that kind of changes you. It's like, wow, like this person really like cares enough that they took their time to know me, know what I'm going through, know my insecurities and stuff like that. And they would still, instead of just praying only for themselves, like take time to include me in their prayer. That's one of those things that's like really special. And honestly too, it helps me appreciate my parents even more. Like, 'cause when you hear like your partner, your boyfriend, your girlfriend pray for you and see how much they care about you in prayer, it start to make you think about all them nights that your mom and dad was probably praying for you, and you had no idea, while you was dead asleep, they was praying at midnight for you, stuff like that. It kind of make you appreciate it more, that like, man, you really about to be with this good woman or this good man who do the same thing for you, and that if y'all get married and have kids, like they're gonna do the same thing with y'all kids, and y'all gonna continue to pray for your kids. Like it's just special. Honestly, I'm like so grateful for that.
All right. We're gonna go to the last two questions. So the first one will be, um, can a relationship thrive without God being in the center? If no,
No.
what a
No.
Yeah.
No. Like we don't
No,
even gotta
ain't.
like.
That was the second. Yeah, for real, bro. Like, let me finish the second
Okay,
part of the
let me let you
question.
finish.
So let me repeat the question again.
Okay.
Can a relationship thrive without God being in the center? If no, what about those who believe in the universe or a higher being? Oh, okay, yeah. Anyways, the answer is no.
I'm finna play
We
devil's
all just
advocate
know
real
You
it's
quick.
gonna you gonna play devil's advocate real
I'm gonna
quick?
play devil's advocate.
Okay.
I think I think to a degree it might work in the sense that it's like this. God is the one who instituted marriage. So obviously it's God's design. You have to follow it God's way to get the best results out of it, you know? But you don't necessarily have to be Christian to follow God's design, so to speak. So for example, like we know in Leviticus 11 God has like all the dietary laws, you know, even if you're not Christian, if you follow those dietary laws, you're going to be a healthy person. Why?
Right,
Because you
right,
follow God's design on how to properly eat, like how, the foods we should eat and not eat. And I think in terms of marriage, God gives a design of marriage, you know, finding an equally yoked person. So, I mean, if you're atheist and you marry an atheist, you might have a good atheist relationship, I guess. But again, there are values in atheism, you know, that are contrary to God's principles. So, yeah, you're going to have some friction there. So, I mean, yeah, if you mean, you know, can people get married from different backgrounds and not end in a divorce? I think so. Like, there's plenty of Muslims who are married, plenty of Buddhists, plenty of, you know, Hindus who marry each other and have long marriages because they follow the values that God set up: loving each other, caring for one another, being compassionate, being honest, being loyal. Yeah, here and there. But I mean, are there a lot of Christian atheist or Christian Muslim, Christian Hindu marriages that last for a long time? No, not really.
Probably.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think you're gonna make it that far dating someone with that different of a value set. But I think if you date someone with the same value set, have the same goals, you can make it through the relationship. But is it necessarily the ideal that God is gonna have for you? No, because you're gonna leave some of the principles that God probably ordained for you out of the picture. That's kind of my view on it.
I agree to a certain extent. I mean, a perfect example would be certain celebrities.
Yeah,
Just because what we see on TV is not what it seems behind the scene. We might see drama with, a couple or a married couple, but in reality, because it's celebrities and it's all hype, they might just be perfectly normal at home.
yeah.
Um, for the example, I could be going off a limb here, but let's just take Beyonce and Jay Z. I know, basic, right? When the last time we heard drama between those two?
I mean, when like
You won
Solange,
Solange, one, yeah,
but that was
but that
alleged
was
that he
like
was cheating. They
right, right.
accused him of cheating, so it's like the same thing, you know.
But put it this
You
way,
never
right?
get out of it.
Besides that,
Yeah, not too much.
afterwards, not too much. I'm not saying like everything is perfect what it seems,
Of course not.
Of
Yeah,
course not. But probably at home, for all we know, they probably have a pretty good marriage
yeah,
because
maybe.
they're still together, of course, at
Yeah,
this point. I'm not saying it's true that, what's going on is like, but he's still cheating or stuff like that.
who knows?
But,
Yeah,
everything is not what it seems. So, I agree to a certain extent. It can work out if you're a Muslim, marrying a Muslim, okay. Atheist marrying an atheist, okay, because you still got those foundations of you still being married. Being married is still a holy act,
yeah,
whether you like it or not. So,
Yeah, but the main point is God got to be in the middle of,
no, of
of
course,
every
yeah, no,
relationship. Yeah,
yeah.
I just wanted to make that clear.
Yeah.
you just had to put that one in there, huh? Okay, all right. So, last question. Did you anyone else want to add on?
You pretty much said everything.
Okay, all right. So the last question is, hold on. All right. A follow-up question. Should our morals and principles from what we follow in our lives be the only thing we use to build a relationship without God? Example, a believer is with an unbeliever, but I'm just reading what. Oh.
Yeah, go ahead, continue.
Example, a believer is with an unbeliever, but what draw them together? I think that one's kind of self-explanatory.
Yeah, I feel like we've already everybody here knows the answer at this point, bro.
You can answer that for yourself.
Yeah, y'all know.
Put y'all
already.
comments down below what y'all think.
Yeah, because we just literally answered it, and we answered it more than once. So, anyone else want to add anything throughout what we just talked about?
I think we hit the spot with. Anyways, I think we hit the spot with. We said how we felt about it. We said our own viewpoints on it and what we take out of it. So I think that's pretty much it. Yeah.
I can say that I very much enjoyed this discussion. I didn't know what to say. I enjoyed it because it's nice to see that what other Seventh Day Adventists and youth have to say about dating. Of course, we agree on some stuff, but we also had some disagreements. But the main thing is that God is there for us, and He will continue to be there for us throughout our lives while we date and while we're not dating. So good luck, guys, when you guys get married.
Uh,
Okay.
okay. Um. Well, the last thing I want to say is that I'm kind of happy we have this discussion. Oh, I can't speak. We have this discussion because most churches, especially the SDA churches, won't talk about stuff like this. We won't talk about dating. We won't. Let's be real. We won't talk about reality.
Yeah.
So that includes dating. That includes STDs. That includes everything else in between from what we just discussed about. This is basically the surface that we scratch. And a lot of SDA churches hide from that stuff because they want this whole pure innocence thing. But in reality, we need to talk about these things because we don't want our kids or we don't want ourselves to be in the same situation as certain parents or as certain individuals or as the world is doing. We don't want to copy them. We want to be different from everybody else.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I feel like that's why this world makes us seem like us Christians are so perfect because we act like we're so perfect. We're not willing to show that Christians we face stuff. We go through trials, we go through tribulations, we go through temptation. So because we put up this front that oh my God, the Christian world is so perfect, people's gonna the minute that we do sin, they're gonna be like, hold on, wait, ain't you Christian? Aren't you supposed to be acting like this? And it's like because I don't show that side of me, my bad. People always think I'm perfect. I'm supposed to be perfect. I'm not supposed to be doing certain things, and it's like no. So talks like this really shows the world that even as Christians, even though yes we have God by our side, we still go through stuff too.
I would probably add that work on yourself. Like work on yourself before you try to get into a relationship with anybody. You know, don't, as the young people say, like don't go around messing with people's kids. Like if you're not ready, like if you're not mature enough, you're not ready to like even support a family.
Date
Like
yourself.
don't waste your time trying to like talk to these girls or talk to these guys because you don't have nothing to offer. Like you have nothing to give, you have nothing to offer. You're not really ready to be a partner. Like don't waste your time just trying to play the field. Like get serious, work on your relationship with God first, like get an education, start, you know, working on getting a job that's going to help you build up a future. And then, once you get a lot of those things sorted out, then worry about getting a partner. But don't sit there and try to date somebody. Your life with Christ is all out of whack. And then you still trying to like juggle being in the field, being in the world and being in the church. It's too much. You're gonna destroy that relationship. You're gonna hurt yourself and you're gonna hurt the other person. So, take your time, work on yourself. I mean, even looking at the Genesis story, I don't want to go on a rant, but even before God presented Eve to Adam, God had already gave Adam an assignment first. God created Adam and then said, everything in the garden, you're supposed to be taking care of this. Then when Adam was working and saw, all these animals, they had their love, the animals had their pairs. They were all walking in couples. God said when he see Adam, it wasn't fit for Adam to be alone. Then he put Adam to sleep and made Eve for him to be his companion. So that means even before God gave him a partner, he already had work to do. God already had a plan for him. I think a lot of us as young people, we feel like we can't do nothing until we got a partner because, oh, he complete me, she complete me. It like, no, God already got a plan for you. Like you can do God's will without being in a relationship. God has a plan for you even if you're not dating somebody. So it like get busy now. Like work on your relationship with God now before you start trying to like jump into the pool and date other people and end up messing up what God got for their life at the same time.
Well, any other comments? Well, with that being said, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening. Um, and before we close, we are going to pray. So let us bow our heads and we will conclude. Dear most heavenly kindness, Father, thank you for bringing us here today, Lord. Thank you for everything that you have done for us. Thank you for another topic that we have spent talking about dating. I pray that as we are about to close, I pray that anyone that's listening, including ourselves, that we apply these things to our lives and that it would be better for us, better for our partners, better for anyone that we encounter, and that our ultimate goal is not down here, but to be in heaven with you, Lord. Forgive us for all the many sins that we have done. Save us into thy kingdom, Lord, in Jesus' precious name. Amen.